let's talk about motivation and inspiration. So, the amazing thing about a motivated person or an inspired person is a person that is motivated is pushed. It's kind of like the wind is behind them, pushing them somewhere. And a person that's inspired is actually being drawn to something. I think that's incredibly important. When we talk about creativity, we talk about making things, we talk about our life. Knowing the difference between motivation and inspiration can basically determine the outcome of whether what you want to do actually happens or not. Motivation is being pushed to do something. You're really motivated, you're really excited, you can't wait to do it. It's all, excitement and I don't know what, fireworks, whatever word you want to put in there. It's all of that because you can't wait to get to it. And then you get in the middle of it and you're doing it and it's not going like you thought it would. And then you get bored and then you get irritated and then you decide, I don't want to do this. This is not that big of a deal. I don't need to do this. This is not life changing, life threatening. I'm done. Inspiration, on the other hand, is being pulled towards something. It's being inspired to do it. And I know I'm saying that word like it's really, really a big deal. Well, it is kind of a big deal because inspiration is more than a push. It's more than I need to. It's more than I said I was going to, so I'm going to. Inspiration is like breathing. And that's exactly what the word means, which we've talked about before. Inspiration is breath. It is in the original word inspira, it is breath of God, which is huge. That makes a huge difference when you're looking at something because inspiration then becomes this thing that you're drawn to, that you're compelled to do, this thing that you cannot shake because it's just this underlying current all the time and it's just there and it's not letting go. And it's not that it's not letting go in a bad way. It's that it's like, come on, you can do it. Come on, let's do this. We can do this. You're going to love this. And it changes it from this, I have to do this because I said I was going to do this and I'm going to get it done to this is going to happen. This is really going to happen. It's very interesting to me in Proverbs 29:18, I think it is. Scripture says in the King James Version that without a vision, the people perish. The word vision in that sentence actually means more like law or direction, but one of the main things it means is divine communication. So without a vision, the people perish. Divine communication is inspiration. So when we don't have inspiration, we don't know how to move forward. And it can be inspiration for anything, inspiration to have a different job, to have a different life, to have a different outlook. It could be something as inspiration to do your laundry different. Doesn't matter. But it's something that you've been inspired to do. And that idea of not having a vision, which would be divine communication, which would be, again, inspiration, that's where you really begin to understand how you can change your life and how others' lives can change because of what you've done. It is huge for creativity. It is huge for bringing up life, bringing up influence, having maybe, something like a legacy. These are the things that tend to be important in life. It's not the money. It's not where you live. It's not the car you drive. It's the inspiration. I've known a lot of people that have been in difficult relationships and they've come to the end of the relationship and they've gone their separate ways and there's been the divorce and they've not really ever moved on. They've not been able to see beyond, okay, well, that failed. It didn't work. They were this, I was that, whatever. All of that aside, they never got to the point where they had hope and inspiration to move beyond where they were, to literally step out of that previous relationship into something new because there was no inspiration. They might have been motivated to do something different. Maybe they're motivated to stop drinking or to get a better job or, any number of things, but they're not inspired because part of inspiration is hope. And when you have inspiration, it's like hope is right there with it. So you can hope and have inspiration, and that gives you the stepping stones to get you to the next place. So when we're talking about the difference in motivation and inspiration, they really permeate all of life. And you want to step back and you want to say, am I motivated to do this? Or is this something I'm inspired to do? Is this just something I'm going to do because I can and I'm motivated? Or is it something that I'm breathing? Is it something that I'm inspired to do because it goes beyond what you think the material, the physical next step is? It goes to the soul. It goes to your very being. And that's where change happens. And that's where joy and hope and love and peace and all of these amazing things take place. They are all right there with inspiration and hope. So I hope that there's a lot of inspiration that you find and that you can step back and analyze, am I doing something from inspiration or am I doing something from motivation? And if you feel a push to do something, and it's a push and a push and a push, instead of a draw, instead of a compel, you're probably trying to do it in motivation. And motivation is going to run out. It's not going to work. You're going to lose steam. But inspiration is going to be, I can do this. And then that thing that you just did leads to the next thing. And that thing you just did leads to the next thing. It's like breadcrumbs. Motivation doesn't give you breadcrumbs. It gives you walls. But inspiration gives you breadcrumbs to lead you to the next thing.